What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to another Pokemon Showdown Live. We are back in Gen 7 OU ladder. I actually played a little bit off screen to grind up about a couple hundred points, so we're still relatively low on the ladder, so you guys can see a lot of the climb. Hopefully there is a climb. But in the early ladder, you get a lot of, like 1 or 2 mon teams, or players that you can't really predict, because a lot of what being a good player means is being able to predict the other player, and when the other... What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome to another Pokemon Showdown Live with Gen 7. Hopefully, you're excited for the climb up the ladder. Hopefully there is a climb, but in between this episode and last episode, I actually moved up a couple hundred points on the ladder, because when you're on the lowest end of the ladder, you get a lot of random teams, you get a lot of people that you can't really predict well, because you can't assume that they know the best move for them, so you get a lot of people with like Tapu Bulu staying in on Nihilego and like a whole bunch of stuff like that just doesn't really make sense. Taking overly risky plays unnecessarily and all that. But hopefully we're still low enough on the ladder so you can, stay with me for a lot of the climb or a lot of the playing. But hopefully we get some better teams. This team is from Pokemon MD's Enter Tapu Lele. It's just a really hard-hitting team. We got Adamant, SD for Alligator. We got Choice Specs, Tapu Lele, Jolly, Mega Metagross with U-Turn, Mandibuzz, Max Defense, and we have Specially Defensive Alolan Marowak, and Life Orb Mamoswine. So, on that note, let's hop into it. Hopefully we get a game pretty soon. What? Okay, well, I don't know what happened, but that's a thing. Alright, Sheer Force isn't a thing yet. Alright, then I guess we'll just go with Torrent for the time being. That makes it a lot less good, at the very worst, though. But whatever, we'll make it work anyways. And hopefully we get a match soon. Okay, now Porygon Z. I've heard a lot about Porygon Z with, what's it called? Z-move conversion. That thing is scary. I'm not exactly sure how the typing works. I know that sometimes it becomes a ghost type and sometimes it becomes an electric type. Again, not really sure how it works. Mamoswine puts in work. I do just want to lead off with Mamoswine. It's a solid lead. This is probably his lead in Nihilego. I think we take a Power Gem and we can go EQ into Ice Shard. He's probably going to get up his rocks. He doesn't have anything that takes an Earthquake on his team. Oh, it's not even Sash. Huh, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that kind of a, what's it called? That kind of, Nihilego. But we can just go to our Alolan Marowak here. We resist all the steps. Although, I just remembered that Scizors do tend to run Brutal Swing now. Probably because this thing is such a hard threat. We are Spadef, but I do not want to take this. The easy switch in is Mandibuzz here on the Shadow Ball. We take that like a champ. No Spadef drop, which is solid. I know Sludge Wave would probably do like 45 or so, which is quite a bit. We can Follow Play, and that's going to hit just about anything really hard, to be honest. I don't anticipate him switching in. He's probably going to go into his Toxapex. But we can just hard into our Tapu Lele in that situation, so no need to overpredict really here. We do have a relatively offensive team, which would mean we should play a bit more aggressively, but like I said, we don't really need to. Also, sorry in advance if there are any like little noises in the background. I have a puppy with me in the basement that likes to chew on bones, likes to randomly bark at basketballs that are rolling around, and you never know when she's gonna be making noise. So, oh, he's running the Thunderbolt. Wow, okay. So we no longer can Follow Play. This is obviously less than ideal. He could Shadow Ball here, and that's probably his best play. Do we want to sack this? The question, I guess, also, though, is do I recover up on anything? I do want to save this. He could just Shadow Ball. Mamoswine is also really helpful, though. Is Feraligatr doing much? I mean, yeah, Feraligator's also putting in work. Yeah, I'll go into Mamoswine, potentially sack this. On the off chance he goes for Thunderbolt, but he should go for Shadow Ball, as he does, which is a good play on his part. And then we can actually just go into our Mega Metagross, Mega Evolve, and we can Bullet Punch here. I don't want to risk him staying in for whatever reason. Goes into his Toxapex. Not a bad play. We can Zen Headbutt here if he wants to get off his Scald. Zen Headbutt. We could also EQ. I mean, Zen Headbutt's going to do more, but I'm just anticipating a potential Marowak switching. Actually, I gotta love the misses though. Scald, hopefully no burn. That would be less than ideal, obviously. On the Zen Headbutt, he could go into, what's it called? I wouldn't be surprised if he went into his Mega Scizor now. So what I want to do is go into Marowak on the anticipated switch. And no switch. No switch. Sometimes you just give your opponent too much credit. That's okay though. We can Boomerang here. That'll hit just about everything pretty hard. Or not. I didn't know this thing was so defensively strong. Jeez. Let's see if he just gets up another Toxic Spike. We can actually recover up with our Mandibuzz here if he wants to, which would actually be pretty nice. Yeah, so I guess that was a misplay on my part to anticipate who stays in on a Mega Metagross with a Toxapex. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But whatever. I guess we can defog here. Get rid of these Toxic Spikes. I certainly don't want to deal with them. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know who stays in like that. Does this thing have download? No, it's adaptability. After the Z conversion, I don't have a lot that can really take it on, I don't think. So what do these things run? Do they run Shadow Ball? I think they do. If he wants to go for conversion, I think Foul Play will actually do a decent amount of damage because he'll get the +1. And I really don't have anything else that can take him on. I think Shadow Ball pretty much clean sweeps us at that point. So yeah, I'm just going to Foul Play here on the Z conversion. And hope this does enough to put it in, what's it called? Bullet Punch range. Which it does, I think at least. And now we pretty much choose our sack. Do I want to sack Tapu Lele or Feraligatr? We still have a strong Earthquake in Metagross, which is important. Yeah, I'll probably sack Feraligatr here, because it doesn't even have priority, and he's got the Thunderbolt, as I'd imagine. So now we can just go into our Mega Metagross here and click Bullet Punch. If he wants to go into something else, which he probably should, at this point, like, it's gonna die to a Bullet Punch, you should probably just save it for a sack and go into something like Mega Scizor or Alolan Marowak, or even Toxapex if he's ballsy enough to do that. Watch him go into Toxapex here. Okay, no, he doesn't go into that. Okay, thank goodness. So he's probably running Brutal Swing if I had to guess. Or at least that's what it seems like. So I'm gonna go into Mandibuzz to kind of play it safe. He could just U-turn here. But we can Foul Play this now, which is actually really nice, because this is going to do a lot of damage after that +2, after going for the Swords Dance. He's pretty much got to go into his Toxapex here, but I don't want to risk it because, you know, he's not playing super predictably at this point. BP does like damage for sure, but nowhere near enough. Now, the question is, does he BP here or does he U-turn? If he U-turns, Roost is not my play, which is why I'm kind of scared of going for it. I'm going to Roost, though. Get nice and healthy. Oh, and he goes for the U-turn. Good play on his part. Good play on his part. I should have just gone for the Foul Play. Ugh, I got played. Foul Play was probably the better overall play. At this point, I pretty much need to choose my sack. Do I really want Mandibuzz to stick around? Do I need this thing to stick around? I mean, it's helpful for Marowak, but it isn't really necessary. So I'll just Foul Play here. We can lose that and double down. Now at this point, pretty much Mega Metagross just clean sweeps. Or What's his Mega Scizor at again? It's pretty low, right? Yeah, it's at 21. I could go into my Tapu Lele here and just click Psychic, I think, and win. Yeah, I'm gonna do that because he can't even Bullet Punch me with Scizor because of the Psychic Terrain. I believe that's what Psychic Terrain does. And if he wants to go into Marowak, I don't know if it's an offensive Marowak or defensive Marowak. It's probably defensive, looking at his team's spread. Probably specially defensive, but that is not going to take Psychics well at all. Yeah, and at that point, Mega Metagross just won, so GG. We won that game, and we're going to be moving on. And there's a dog. Gotta love dogs sometimes, but alright, let's hop into another battle. That first one went pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. Oh, also, I should mention that this song is a remix of Lucamine's Battle by Chemex. Here's the video. Here's what it looks like. Definitely recommend it. I'm absolutely loving it. I love a lot of his remixes. I've used them in League battles before, but regardless. So we've got a Hail team, Slush Rush, Sand Slash, probably, you know, Snow Warning, Ninetales, probably Specs, Tapu Lele. This is a strong squad. Yeah, this is a strong squad, that's for sure. I'm tempted to lead Gator against the Aerodactyl, probably the Megadactyl. Or I could lead Mamoswine and just Ice Shard. Actually, I'm going to lead Gator on the Aerodactyl. And he could Waterfall. He could want to go into his Buzzwole, knowing that thing has monstrous defenses. I really wish we had Sheer Force. That would do a lot. I probably should just change them on now that I think about it, but yeah, let's Waterfall here. He goes into Ninetales. That is not what I anticipated. He should be fearing the... That was an interesting Waterfall animation now that I think about it, but he should be fearing the Aqua Jet. He should be fearing the Aqua Jet, but just to play it safe, we have a Spadef Marowak in the back, which should be able to take on any Blizzard, anything like that. He went for Aurora Veil. Why did it fail? Oh, because Hail isn't up. He's probably Snow Cloak. Oh, that's probably just a misplay on his part. I feel bad for him. We can Shadow Bone here. The only thing on his team that really takes the Shadow Bone well is Buzzwole. Yeah, so sorry about that, but I guess that works. Just a team building mistake, but all right, let's see if we can get another match. Interesting. So we probably got Lightning Rod, Seaking, Emboar, Alolan Golem, Crobat. I am very confused by this team, but we don't really have much of a choice but to play. I could just go for the typical lead Mamoswine. This guy might be a Pokemon MD watcher, so I'll hit him up with the, what's it called? The PK face. Now, this thing obviously threatens with a water type move. I don't really know everything that Seaking does. I wonder how much an Earthquake would do to a Seaking. I know that the calculator isn't like fully updated and everything like that, but let's just see how much an Adamant Life Orb does. Or not Adamant, just Jolly. Does to a Seaking. What does this even do? Earthquake has a chance to KO. Obviously that's... but how much does like Waterfall? We live a hit, so let's just Earthquake it. Do some damage. Yeah! We hit hard with this Mamoswine. And he doesn't have a lot on his team. Actually, Mamoswine just bodies his team for the most part. He's got to go into Decidueye, but we could potentially put that in Icicle or Ice Shard range. He goes into this. Hello? I'll Earthquake you? Oh, he's Sash. He misses Edge. That sucks. That definitely would have KO'd. Sorry about that, dude. Sorry about that indeed. I'll Ice Shard here on the because there's no reason not to. And it looks like Ice Shard will do it again. He should just go into Klefki here, if I had to guess. I don't know. Maybe he should just sack something and live with it. I mean, I pretty much outspeed his Golem with everything, but Golem is interesting. I'm not really sure. It seems like it's really bad. But I feel like with Magnet Pull, it might be pretty helpful as opposed to Galvanize as like a Steel-type Trapper. I don't know, though. I don't know. I feel like he's just salty about the missed Stone Edge, but I don't know what you want me. What else you'd want me to do about it? I'll just go into my Mandibuzz here. You could try to Spirit Shackle, and then what's it called? Set up, but I don't know. Nothing on his team really wants to take a foul play. Could just sack Golem here. He's probably going to go into Klefki. I'll just U-turn, get some momentum. So he goes into Klefki. And at that point, we can just click Earthquake with our Mamoswine. Unless he's, you know, Magnet Rise. I don't know if Magnet Rise is even available pre-Pokebank. Yeah, that's something I actually have to really get comfortable with. Because I don't know which moves are available pre-bank and which games are available post-bank. Because I know like certain mons can't get Pursuit, Mamoswine can't get like Endeavor, and overall it like, you know, obviously affects a lot of things. At this point Gator looks like it's going to do pretty solidly as well. I don't know if he's Scarf or not. Either way, I can just go back into my Mandibuzz and just click Foul Play at this point. Because it'll do plenty of damage to this. It'll probably do a decent amount of damage to Emboar as well. And worst case scenario, it can just sack something if he goes in Emboar. Shadow Claw, so he's not Scarf. I don't know what he is, but I wonder if U-turn would KO. Probably not actually, because Mandibuzz is pretty weak. But we'll just KO this. I mean, the Stone Edge hit really sucks because Mamoswine put in so much work this match and in this game in general. So I don't blame him if he's salty at all, but yeah, I mean, it's not like Earthquake from Metagross couldn't do the same thing that Mamoswine was able to, you know, in Zen Headbutt, you know, on the Crobat and all. So it's not like this match was just completely lost, or like I wouldn't have been able to win it had I not had Mamoswine, but Mamoswine obviously helped a ton. But anyways, GG to this guy. Hopefully don't get too salty. We'll just move on to the next match before he can, you know, rip us apart with his words. All right, so we got 3 Tapus, Celesteela, and Heligo. So 3 Tapus and 3 Ultra Beasts. What a squad. Heligo is probably the lead. I'm not sure. This is looking pretty scary though, to be honest. Mamoswine puts in a lot of work against his team. That said, we're not Sash and we don't outspeed a lot on his team, so we'll need to be careful. Specs, Tapu Lele could put in work, and Mega Metagross actually does a ton of work too once Celesteela is gone. That's part of why I chose Mega Metagross as my Mega for the SFL, which is a competitive league. You should be checking out. Yeah, we'll just lead Mamo here. I don't know what he's going to lead. Tapu Fini, probably anticipating that. So, good play on his part. It's probably, you know, somewhat predictable, to be honest, but not the end of the world. You can pretty safely Scald or Moonblast here, and to be honest, that hits my team in general pretty hard. I think what I'm going to do is just go into Tapu Lele, we take one hit, and then we can just nuke this thing with a Psychic. Oh, he wanted to taunt. I would not recommend trying to taunt Mamoswines because they're almost all oblivious right now, which means they're immune to that. So yeah, let's just Psychic. If he wants to go into Celesteela, that's going to take a good chunk, and we have the chance for a Spidef drop, which would mean I'm pretty sure we 2-hit KO it. But yeah, I would not recommend running Taunt. I mean, running Taunt on Tapu Fini is not bad. Using Taunt on Mamoswine is probably not the best idea because almost all Mamoswines are oblivious right now. But yeah, Mega Metagross is really helpful with this insurgence of Fairy types with all the Tapus and some other strong Fairy types that emerge with Gen 7. So I feel like Mega Metagross is going to become a lot more common, you know, especially given, you know, Meteor Mash hits all of the Tapus super effectively except for Tapu Fini, but it also gets access to Thunder Punch. It gets access to Earthquake to hit stuff like what's it called? Tapu Koko. It gets access to Thunder Punch for stuff like Celesteela. It, you know, has access to Earthquake and Zen Headbutt for Toxapex. It just really hits a lot of the, you know, becoming more prevalent mons in the tier a lot harder. So, after some long, hard thinking about it, he realized that he didn't want to even give it a chance. This is why a low ladder can be a little bit of something. Where are we on the ladder? We're over 1300 now. You would expect a little bit of a higher quality of player that you'd be going against, but we'll see. Okay, so now we got an interesting squad. I like the Alolan, Marowak, the Shiny, and the Shiny Bewear. I love, my favorite color is yellow, so Shiny Bewear is pretty cool to me. I haven't played a Mudsdale yet, now that I think about it. I should probably start saying some good luck, have fun, but just to be a good sport about it, you know? Let's see, our Mamoswine puts in work. Yeah, Mamoswine puts in work, Tapu Lele puts in work. And of course, Mega Metagross is going to put in work yet again this game. We'll just lead off with Mamoswine because that is our good old, that is the go-to. Does he have anything that wants to take an Earthquake? Do you see answers? I don't see answers. Let's just Earthquake. And goodbye. I don't know if he tried to make a hard read there. Watch, he might even forfeit. Just getting the turn 1 read wrong. It's very rarely makes sense to play super aggressively on the very first turn unless you know your opponent very well. So Mudsdale. What does a Mudsdale run? I don't even know much about Mudsdale, to be honest. Let's see. So it doesn't, yeah, it's got some solid bulk. And it's probably running stamina if I had to guess. We could probably hit this thing hard with our Gator. I don't know what it runs from a coverage standpoint though, you know? I'm tempted to just Icicle Crash. And hit it hard. Yeah, we knocked that out. I know this thing is very physically defensive, and you know, with stamina after one hit, it boosts its defense by 1 stage, but we're talking about Life Orb Mamoswine. That's a lot of damage. And now on the potential Hammer Arm, we just go into Tapu Lele here, and we can click Psychic and demolish something. Oh, Brick Break? Damage. What damage? Beware is actually really cool. I'm pretty excited to see how it works in like actual practice. It's got a massive HP stat, solid attack, and its ability is really cool for its defenses, but it's so especially weak that it can be pretty prepped for, and you probably have to play surprisingly aggressively with it to avoid being one of those situations. We can just go into... Ooh, we actually don't have that many great answers to this. He could SD here, which is what I'm afraid of, because if he outspeeds Gator. Gator is putting in no work. I want to replace it for Submon, but I'm not 100% sure exactly what we should replace it with just yet. I mean, Mega Metagross puts in work. I can afford to sacrifice this. Yeah, and then Mega Metagross cleans up, so he outspeeds us. He can probably KO us with the Shadow Claw. Not a big deal. We just wanted to bust the Disguise. Yep, that's totally fine by my means. He cannot Shadow Sneak because of the Psychic terrain, and will outspeed with Mega Metagross and KO as well. So we can just go for a solid Meteor Mash here. If he's Scarf Magnezone, he doesn't pack enough power to KO us if he wants to try and trap us. Hopefully we hit. Nice, we do hit. So that should probably be GG at this point. We're running Earthquake, so we're gonna knock out Magnezone. I don't know why. Why did he go into Tapu Lele? Why did he go into Tapu Lele? Is he Scarf Shadow Ball? Is he trying to bait another Meteor Mash and go off a Meteor Mash win? Or a Meteor Mash miss to win? Would Scarf Shadow Ball even KO us? Let's see if we can calc this real quick. We're Jolly, Tough Claws, etc. Tapu Lele. Let's see if it's like max special attack, modest Shadow Ball, with no boosting item. Yeah, that doesn't even KO us. Let's just go for another Meteor Mash here. So he is Scarf with Shadow Ball. And we connect with the Meteor Mash, which is nice. If he's Scarf, there's no way he can beat us. Because whatever move he chooses, I have something. He chooses HP Fire to beat Mamoswine and Metagross. We've got Alolan Marowak with Bone Meringue. We've got Feraligatr with, is it running Earthquake? I think it is running Earthquake. So, yeah, that's GG, Mr. Chronos2212. Hello? You've only got one Mon. It's not that difficult of a choice. Or are you gonna click X? I'm waiting. Send a little message. Get the timer going. You don't have all day. I don't know, he's probably typing out some sort of rant about how I got lucky, that I hit all of my Meteor Mashes, and that I'm not actually a great player or anything like that. But we'll just wait and see, question mark. Also, let me know if you want like a squad with a particular Mon. I can look around for teams. I usually just pick up teams from Pokemon because I know they're typically pretty well built and they're pretty fun. But I haven't been into like team building myself for a long time, so it's pretty cool to try to build squads around some of your guys' favorite Mons. I do want to make a Pyukumuku team because I love that Mon so much. I don't know why, but it's one of my new favorite Mons from Gen 7, that is. And we can just look for another game real quick. This will probably be our last one. Yeah, we'll just look for another battle while this game is going on, because it's not like this game is going to really take much at this point. Ariados. Ooh, that's an interesting one. He looks like he's also got Mega Pinsir. That's quite the squad, I guess. I mean, we could always lead off with Mamoswine. You know, Porygon 2 is super bulky. Whimsicott is a pain as always. I'll just lead Mamoswine, see what he wants to lead for, or lead with Ariados. Maybe Sash? I want to get up my rocks. Definitely, because he doesn't have a Defogger or a Spinner, I don't think. Unless Ariados is a Spinner. Oh, that's why. But I want to get up my rocks, especially for Mega Pinsir. And then we can just EQ here. He's Sash. Okay, what's he going to go for? Probably some bug type move. Oh, T-Spikes. But the thing is, we can just defog these away. And obviously we'll get rid of our own hazards, which is less than ideal, but I'm actually just going to go into Mandibuzz right now and defog, rather than kill this and give it a free turn to sit up, because otherwise I don't think we get much of an opportunity to get rid of the webs. Because, you know, with Xurkitree, potentially with Play Roughs or Moonblast, we don't really have a lot of good opportunities. Toxic Thread. Is that a new move? I have not heard of Toxic Thread. Wow. And we probably don't outspeed it at this point. Huh. That's a new one. Alright, well, he's probably going to get up webs, but I'll just U-turn here. Interesting. So, we have no webs, which is awesome. And I actually don't have a lot to hit this super hard with. I know Porygon 2 typically runs Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball, Tri-Attack, maybe T-Bolt, Ice Beam, Recover, or Toxic. One of those coverage moves. Actually, this probably isn't running Shadow Ball. It's probably running Bolt Beam or Beam and Tri-Attack with Recover and Toxic, if I had to guess. Which means our Metagross hits it really hard, but we would need to get attack boosts if we wanted to really take it on. Doesn't have a Dark type. We can just go into Tapu Lele and try to poke a hole in his team with a Spec Psychic here. He doesn't have anything that wants to take a Spec Psychic. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't just sack Ariados. Oh, well, that sucks. And now he's probably going to recover and try and... Don't tell me you're going to be that guy. Don't be that guy that recovers waiting for the paralysis. We actually might still outspeed, because I forgot that it's only half as opposed to quarter speed. Okay, now he sacks this, and now what? Do you go into your Scizor, or not Scizor, Pinsir, going for a bug type move? Do you go into your Xurkitree? We're just gonna click Psychic. Actually, this is one of my only ways of hitting Beware. But I think he's just gonna try to set up with an SD. Yeah, and if we hit this, goodbye. That's just gone. Yo, is this guy gonna time out already? Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad we didn't wait for all that time. He doesn't really have a lot of answers for this. He kind of needs to hope for the paralysis if he wants to KO it. Or he could just go to Xurkitree and smack us hard with like a T-Volt or something like that. He thought he'd live it. No, this is a psychic terrain boosted psychic from a choice specs Tapu Lele. Modest. You are not gonna be living that. Now he could try to go for Z Hypnosis, making a nice prediction. He could go for Energy Ball. I'm not really sure, but I'm okay with sacking this for now. Oh, and he gets the crit. The crit did indeed matter. I'm pretty sure at the very least. Do we outspeed this? If he's max speed, our Mamoswine does not outspeed it, which could be pretty problematic. However, we can actually Earthquake this with our Metagross. Or he could be running Hidden Power Ground. Yeah, I'm not going to take the risk. I'm just going to go for Earthquake with our Mega Metagross. He could go into Whimsicott here, which is fine. He's not Scarf, which is cool. If he wants to go into his Beware, this is the thing we have to hit it the hardest with Zen Headbutt. We can Meteor Mash, or we could probably even Earthquake the Porygon too, not wanting to risk a potentially miss. But he could be running Brutal Swing or Shadow Claw, but at this point, this is what I hit the hardest with. So I'm just going to Zen Headbutt here and hopefully do some damage. Fluffy obviously is going to have the damage, but this is still a Mega Metagross. And man, look at that. He took that so well. He actually took that so well. So we can Zen Headbutt, and that's really nice because that might put it in Hammer Arm range. Or not Hammer Arm, Earthquake range. 80, so Stab puts it at 120. Super Effective is like 240. Whereas Earthquake is 100. So we'll be doing a little less than half, which is actually not very comfortable. So I'm going to Zen Headbutt again. Hopefully we don't miss. And we do connect, which is awesome. Sadly, he missed his Hammer Arm. Is it going to make a huge difference? Probably not. I don't know. I'll Meteor Mash here. So he goes for Leech Seed. We connect. That's going to do a lot of damage. He can go into his Porygon 2. And his best bet is trying to recover. Do we KO this with Earthquake? I don't know, because if not, we don't have a lot to really like break through it. Earthquake probably KOs. I know Meteor Mash will. I know Zen Headbutt will. Earthquake might not, which is kind of funny. So we'll just go for Meteor Mash here, and we do connect. So that is going to be a good game. We got the attack. Obviously, didn't matter, but GG, and let's see. Where are we on the ladder now? We are at 1324, so we're making a climb. It's, you know, kind of slow, but we're climbing nonetheless. And I hope you guys are enjoying watching these Showdown Lives. If you are, be sure to hit that like button and let me know in the comments below what kind of mons you want to see in the future. Do you want to see Pokebank OU when that comes out? Do you want to see more Gen 7 OU? Do you guys want to see previous gens? Probably not. I'm not really looking to play those gens. I didn't really enjoy them as much. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next Showdown Live. But until then, this is Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.